Love Show. I'm Khadijah.
I'm Arlisa.
And I am Antoinette.
Yes, this is our guest for today, Arlisa. If you haven't, or if you don't know Sister Love Show, we are just sisters that love to talk about everything that's going on in our lives, our everyday struggles, and we just like to chat about anything. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sister Love Show. Also follow our IG, our Facebook, and our Twitter. Twitter is Sister Love Show 1. And yeah, so today's topic is going to be a hard topic to discuss. And this one episode may not be,
Sum it all up.
it may not sum it all up. There's a lot of points that we may have to touch, points that we may leave out, and may have to continue in another video, whatever. But yeah, so today's topic is colorism. And yeah, ladies, I'm scared, but let's get into it.
I am too. I guess colorism is when you look at different people of different shades, and you are saying that one shade is necessarily more superior than another one, and that can happen within your own community. So with all of our African American or Black community,
yes.
But you can also say it in the sense of between different communities too. So if you look at it like whether you are a different race and you're looking at us being like, okay, well you're more superior than us because you're a lighter complexion.
Oh yeah, point me out.
I'm sorry, I love you. We had to talk about it. I wanted to get it out there, get the cat out the bag.
And colorism is within other ethnicity groups, nationalities, and stuff like that. But obviously, we're going to focus on the Black and African communities, or community.
Oh, I don't mean to cut you off. Just to let you know that this was a question that one of our viewers wrote down, and because as me and my sisters, we're all different colors. Mm-hmm. And we're all Africans, but we all have different shades.
We all have different shades, different hair textures, all that.
She wanted to know how we were treated in our community. So this was a question from one of our viewers. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for the question. You really brought something that to the table that have basically affected us.
Yes.
In one way or the other. So that's why this topic is here.
Yes.
Now, one of my thing is, do you guys think there's such thing as light skin privilege?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
do think there's for sure light skin privilege. I think that it's in the sense of, even we look back on history too, like when we had slave masters, the white people looking at us and they were saying like, oh, if you're darker skin, you're out in the fields.
Yes.
And if you're a lighter complexion, then you're in the houses and the mansions.
Yes.
I think that has slowly trickled down into our own community.
Definitely.
We have definitely said that because that you are light skinned, you are better than us.
Mm-hmm.
Think of like different sororities where it was like the brown paper bag.
Oh
test.
yeah, the brown paper bag test.
Yeah. Just things like that. It just in history, light skin has always been seen as
closer to white.
Yes. So you get treated as such.
Yes, and also even statistically, people, if you compare a light-skinned woman, a dark-skinned woman, a light-skinned woman gets paid more. You see them on TV more.
Yep.
So the representation for Black people are light-skinned people on there. So, just little things like that we may have to acknowledge as a people so that we can fix it amongst ourselves. Because yes, it is getting better, but it's still there.
Right. Absolutely. I totally
So
agree with
you
that.
don't think there's light skin privilege?
Now that you guys are like saying it to me, I guess because like when they say when people say I don't see color, that's like one of the most racist things you can ever say.
I can't stand that.
But so I can't. If I say I know, it would be. I feel like people are gonna look. I maybe things are happening to me because of some things happen. Because of I'm light skinned, but maybe because I didn't know, because I just thought that's how things happen.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it different. Maybe you can see, oh, Antoinette, well, this is going on in your life because, it's because of this and that and that. Why I'm not seeing it because it's always happened. It's like having white privilege. Yeah. I don't see it. I can't really, because I'm like, okay, that's how my life is.
Yeah.
So I can't really say that. Maybe from outside looking in, maybe I have a friend. One of my best friends, one of my really good friends growing up was a dark skinned girl, and she growing up, it was thick as thieves.
Right.
So she might have a different view as she looked at my life growing up, thinking maybe I'm all rosary because of I'm light. So, but I do know that in my life, when I feel like I've been discriminated against for being light skinned, even within my own family, making me feel less, like always comparing to my sisters, saying stuff like, oh, Khadijah's more pretty than you, or something like that, or it's because you're light, or
they'll be like, Khadijah's prettier than you. Don't ever think because you're light skinned that you're prettier than her.
You know what the funny thing is?
And
I never thought you heard that.
I did hear that. But for me, the way I viewed it was like, okay, are they trying to boost me up so I don't feel any ways towards her?
See, I would think a little bit of that, because I think I've had that in my own family, because, you know, within all our families, you have different shades. And when I would go down home, I feel like they would try even harder to be like, just because you're light skinned doesn't mean you're prettier than Arlisa. I'd be like, we weren't even talking about that.
Like, we're not
how did
even
we get
thinking
here?
about
Like,
that. And that's our thing with it, because it was like, we're not thinking of it that way.
I never thought about it.
So first of all, you shouldn't come to two siblings and even compare their beauty. One, two, their shades, because then they'll feel some type of animosity between each other. Luckily, we don't, but that could be for someone else.
And I think
especially in the African community.
I think we don't, because our mom really just kind of point out, growing up with us, I feel like my mom really just point out your own beauty within what's pretty for you. So it's like I never thank God for that. So that never made me feel less when they tell me you're pretty. I'm like, that's my sister. It's okay for her to be like, it didn't, if you were trying to knock me down, it didn't. Like, it's my sister, so like I don't understand why you even compare me. It's not like we're out here trying to fight for a dude. Like, that's my sister. So but it could be where I wasn't the way I am as a person, where I could have been like feeling some type of way. Because, but you know, I thank goodness every day. I thank God every day that I am not the way I am, and I think it has a lot to do with my upbringing. And my mom made me feel pretty for just me being me. So it's like them saying that it bothered me a little bit, but I didn't let it like linger. To be honest with you, like they used to come at me a lot more about that, but then I would just roll my eyes like, okay. I never thought she heard that, because you know it was so funny for her to it's funny this conversation has actually brought that dialogue, because we never really discussed it. But and then also it brought the dialogue when she also have two different shade sons, like, and she felt like, why are they doing that? So it affects her. Now it's affecting her and her children, and people don't think it's
something bad to say. They think it, because again, in Africa, or Sierra Leone specifically, let's say that, what beauty is to them it's portrayed on TV from westernized worlds, that light skin is better, light skin is beauty, and that's it. So you have people that think that when they come to me and say, because you see my kids, one is darker, one is lighter. And the darker one, Hamza, took after his dad and his grandpa. Whereas for the younger one, he took after me and my dad. And my dad is Lebanese, so he has a lighter skin complexion. And with that being said, they would come to me and say, oh, the younger one is cuter because he's light skinned.
It's not messed up, y'all.
And he's cute, but he's cuter because he's light skinned. And this is family members. You say that again, I'm a G-check you, respectfully. But it's very frustrating, because I know that when they go out into the world, they are going to see that they are different shades. But I don't want them to hear that within us, like it's a bad thing to be darker, or it's a better thing to be lighter. Because I don't want them to carry on with that attitude, like, we are all different shades and we're all beautiful. That's what I want. They're gonna know, okay, mommy, why? They may not even realize it until somebody brings it up. I know when they go out into the real world, maybe somebody else out there will bring it up. But you know, that's conversations I want to have with my kid, because I want to have that not because somebody made them feel more or less than because of the shades of their skin.
Well, I'll tell you this, like, both of my kids are light. Okay, but my son is darker than all of us. My ex and I have probably about the same complexion, and my daughter's lighter than all of us. You know, I mean, she came out with the green eyes and the dirty blonde hair. Where my son, he's a little darker with the brown eyes and the brown hair. he had felt like, as a child, he felt like he had to come talk to me and say, why is he darker than us?
Yeah.
I don't know where he got it from, if he heard somebody else said that, because I never really said that to them.
Yeah.
So it's like, why should my even kid be bothered with that? But these are things that are being said. Oh, another thing is like, I think was like, why are you darker than Nadia?
Yeah.
It has happened
Yeah.
to conversation where people will say that. Like, I'm like, they're still, both of them come from the same mom, same dad. It just happens to be, it's genetics. You know what I'm saying?
How old was he when he was kind of asking those questions?
He was probably like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And that's way too soon to be analyzing
Right.
that.
But it is a time when you're, I guess, learning to identify too. Like you're learning that you are different, you know?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I get that. I for me though, I feel like if I'm gonna get that from outside, I don't need to get it from
my family.
Absolutely.
See, my thing is, they are identifying. So that's why I said, they may come to me and say, hey, mommy, why am I darker than my brother? Why am I lighter than my brother? That, for them to identify that, that's fine. But for somebody to point it out and say, you're darker is not beautiful.
Right.
Is where I feel that is wrong.
It's-
especially, I cannot emphasize this enough, especially in African communities.
Right.
Well, just to throw some facts to you guys. Do you guys know that Nigeria alone has 77, I think about 70, give or take 77% of the women they bleach. So whoever don't bleach is because they're already light skinned.
And Togo came second.
Togo comes to second. It's about 59% of women bleach.
And we bring up bleaching because that is life for some people in Africa.
Well,
in the
we bring up
Caribbean.
bleaching because it's part of the colorism. Because I mean, one of the articles I read, and when I talk about things, I actually tried to do research to see what's out there, not just from my knowledge and my background, for just what's out there. This a guy, I think he's either Cameroonian. Anyway, there was an article about him, and they call him the Michael Jackson of his community.
Okay.
He said that he hated being dark, that dark people are treated less, and they don't treat them with respect. But ever since he started bleaching himself, he'd get the love, he's a man. But why is that? Why?
I don't want to cut you off. The statistics that you did throw out, 77%, it's men and women, not just women
That are bleaching.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, because I read I watched a news a news segment in Zimbabwe or something like that, and she put the stats out. It was men and women.
Men and women, okay.
Because even I've seen some men in the Sierra Leonean community that are bleaching, and I'm just looking like, it's not that serious, all the chemicals on you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Thank you for the correction. But like, I feel like, do we not love ourselves? Is this brought upon us? I mean, I know it's brought upon us being through slavery, and you just said that. Now my throat is dry. Let me get some of your water.
But yeah, I think it is a little bit, and you're like you said,
That's all a little bit,
brought
a lot.
You're right, a lot of it. It's brought upon us, from our history. But then also, if we think of it this way, like our parents probably said the same thing too. Their grandparents said the same thing. I mean, I even remember growing up with my mom and when I was trying to date, and she was like, don't go out with those light-skinned girls, just letting you know. Like, because they're already, guys are going to see us as, they're going to see them as better. So it was already like they were shutting me down. Wait, what?
In high school? Our group, is she gonna leave up?
No, she was whenever you're
joking.
dating. So that was just the thing. Like, whenever you're going out on the prowl, right?
Right.
Looking out, going to clubs or whatever. Maybe not in high school, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're just keeping that in mind. And I think that's what it is. It's like generational. Like they keep bringing it down to us and saying like, light skin's better. So then you're just slowly like trickling that in, and you're keeping that, and then you're teaching your children that. I think somewhere someone needs to be like, okay, yeah, we're all different, but we're all beautiful, and also we're all black. Like we're all black.
But that's the conversation I'm trying to have, and I understand. And right now, I know when I was in college and I went to HBCU, and I had girls who didn't really like me. And it was like, but what did I do to you? Like, I didn't do nothing to you for you to hate me like that, or like. But I wasn't even thinking. I'm African. I'm not with that. Like, I don't know why you don't like me. I can't change who I am. Like, I can't be that person. But like, I never kind of understood that. So like later on down the road, and I get that, and I was like, okay, well, I wish you would have have more of a dialect.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that causes your insecurities. And I think a lot of times we as women, what if you can't say team light skin and team black, we just have to be educated and we have to love ourselves.
Right.
Because one thing I even say this about racism, and which this is kind of like that.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, the biggest crime is to hate somebody for something that they cannot control. I can't control being me. You can't control, especially, I can control being a thief. I can control being a liar, but I can't control being black because that's what I was born into. So you hate me for something I have zero control over.
Right.
And that's like, and if you're a light-skinned woman or man and you look down on a dark woman, then you don't like yourself.
Yeah.
You don't like yourself. So for me, it's like self-love equals loving. Because why black is so beautiful? Because we're all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yes.
Black people are the most that have like so many colors of us. Like we're a freaking rainbow. We're gorgeous. So like we should all embrace each other. I think that if I have a dark, if you come to me and say, Antonia, you make me feel that way, I should be able to come to you be like, my bad. That's not. We should have that dialect instead of having hate. You know what I'm saying?
But I do have a question, because when you said you were in school and you didn't realize because of your skin tone, but growing up in Sierra Leone, for the little time that you did, you did not see those differences. You didn't see that maybe the teacher gave you an extra biscuits because you're lighter skin or whatever like that.
Like me.
Because you were light skin.
Maybe that's
I remember you telling me a story though that she beat you more than she should have.
She beat me from my face down with a cane in school. I would not forget that. I was like in 3rd or 4th grade. I don't know. I guess I talked. I mean, in Africa, you know, you can beat the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it still happens now. That's been that's 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Like I got for talking, and this lady, she just beat me she was trying to beat me like from my face down. Like I couldn't even sit on my butt, do what she did. Like it was crazy. It was like, it felt like, looking now as an adult, like are you trying to beat the pretty off of me? If you think I'm pretty or whatever, like what was your cause for that? Because all I did was talk. I'm a kid. I was what, like 8, 9? Like what are you doing?
But you didn't see any difference, like maybe
I did see. I mean, growing up, like I went to school. I was probably the only light skinned girl there at the time. When I was in a row, like I'll walk one way and I get followed, and they would call me white. You know, sometimes even you guys, I mean, you guys joke and it's my family, but like I get that from outside for people too. Like I would get people. I mean, I guess I could see now. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that we're having it's coming up.
Yeah.
I have had boys in school like, yo, just have a baby for me so they can just look like have your color. Like it has happened. Or I guess now that we're talking about it, it's now coming, because at first I was just stop. You know, like you know, because. But now growing up and actually talking about this with you guys, it's like, oh wow, okay, I guess that's why they did that. I guess that's why they say that, or I guess that's why, because for me personally, I just never thought I was better than somebody just because I'm light skinned. That's my personal thing. I've never really felt that way. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say.
Well, because you would bring up, oh, I'm light skinned and I got good hair.
You keep saying that, but
I don't have a specific time, but if y'all know, you know.
No, I don't, because
comment below, because I know there's few people like within our group that'll be like, yeah, you say that. You do I don't have specific. I can't.
Maybe you think that's how I'm gonna be reacting. No, I just say my hair is different. I got curly hair, is different, and I wouldn't make a comment. Yeah, you got nappy hair, whatever, like that.
Which is texturism. I heard.
No, that isn't.
Okay.
Because all hair is beautiful hair.
Yes.
What is beautiful hair?
And I had to learn that and stop saying that.
Yes.
But when I'm coming at you though with that was me. I was messing with her. But they would call me white. No, y'all would call me white girl 21st century. Talking about why you here, you white.
So
whatever. No, but it's big facts. So I'm like, all right, well you nappy. Well, I'm like, I can't help it. I'm like, well, I got this. But y'all would make me oh, you're the white girl. They would quick to be like, you're the whitest girl. Look at you like, look at you standing here. You're the same color as that one right there. Yeah, my family did that, but it's all jokes. It's all jokes to us. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. But I do have to learn. I did have to learn, even though my daughter is lighter. Yeah. But she do have different hair texture than me. And I had to learn, because I told her one time that she had nappy hair. And I don't know what happened in school. If somebody says something, or she just felt some type of way. She came at me. I don't think anything happened. She just saw her friends, because most of her friends are Caucasians. Yeah. And she came at me. She's like, "Why do I have to have this hair texture?" And I had to really rethink my dialect and the way I spoke to her, because she was really crying. Oh, yeah. And I had to tell her, and I had to find it within me and be like, "Mama, if I have ever made you feel that way, I am sorry." I said, because we all have different hair and we all have different textures. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that it's ugly. It's just that's your hair type. Yeah. And that's how God made you. And it's beautiful. Yeah. I said, first of all, I wish I had your hair color. Yeah. I don't have it now. I gotta dye to get your color if I want it. Absolutely. So I had to highlight what is pretty about her. Yeah. About her. And that was and that is a dialect I do gotta watch, because my daughter is very sensitive to say that around her.
Jokes I think all jokes stem from some truth within us. I think that's the problem. Even when we're joking with our kids, we may think it's like no big deal. When they're, especially at a young age, how old are your kids?
She's 9. She's 10, sorry.
She's 10. So she's at that age where she may hear you say it, and then she goes into middle school and she looks around in freaking Loudoun County. Loudoun County. And she's probably looking around like, I don't look like them. My hair is not straight like them, but yet they're getting all the boys. They're getting all the attention. I think that's even what I dealt with too. I heard jokes in my family, and my family I was fine. But when I would hear them and keep reminding myself of that, when I get out into the world, I was like, shoot, like this
was facts.
Like, oh God,
maybe she meant that.
It does kind of hurt a little bit, I feel like. And I'm not saying that she's hurt by what you're saying. I'm not saying that at all. But I guess maybe when she's internalizing it, I guess.
I think that's what happened.
Because then she does, you say it, and then she goes out there and she sees it.
Yes. I think that's what happened. Yes, that's what happened. Where she,
actually, because me and we talk to her. We tell her, what is beautiful hair. Her hair is beautiful. Because I even think sometimes too, relaxer. When they tell us to put relaxer in our hair, is to make it manageable, more sleek, more able to do, more professional. You know, all that stuff is just telling us, okay, the way we were naturally born is wrong. Is wrong. Yeah. Because even I was like, I'm going natural. I'm not putting so you can do that nappy shit, or your beanie beads in your back, like all that stuff. Just is like, okay. Not that I didn't internalize, I'm just like, whatever, I'm going natural, I'm not tripping off of that. But it's like, to a young girl, you say that, it's like, my hair is not beautiful. Yeah. What is naturally coming out of, I have to put relaxer. Yeah. Now she has decided that she's going to go natural.
By herself.
By herself.
Okay, so this is what happened. You're right. I'll say this again. My hair.
She just mean, y'all. That's all.
My hair texture is different. I do not have to perm my hair. I can straighten my hair with a flat iron and it still look. I do not have to perm my hair. And wash it, it's curly. But listen, and this has nothing to do with me thinking something is. I don't even like taking care of my own hair. Yeah. And I don't like. If I had bad skin, I would have bad skin forever. I thank God every day, because I'm not the one to do regimens. Yeah. I don't have. I'm not the one.
Consistent.
I'm not the one to do regimens. Yeah. I'm not the one to take it. That's why, like, for real, I have long hair. Yeah. But I put weaves in my hair 24/7 because I do not want to deal with it. Yeah. Not because I don't like my hair. I just don't want to deal with it. Right. Blow drying my hair, fine, it takes me 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. By the time I'm done, my hand is hurting me. I don't want to deal. So that's what I do. I put the weave. I spend my money. Yeah. I put the weave on my hair, because the weave I just have to brush it and a little bit. Yeah. Move it. I'm done. And that's real. So but my daughter hair needs management. Yeah. So I was telling you about her hair being lighter, and I had to get it from her hairdresser because her hair is lighter. It's that brownish blonde. It dries up quicker. Yes. And you got to maintain it. You got to put this in it. You got to put that in it. So I did relax her hair. Well, texturize, same difference. Yes. But I did texturize her hair for it to be a little bit more manageable for me, because I didn't know how to deal with it. It's not because I'm like, I wanted her to look. I just want to be able to put my daughter's hair to look. Yeah. So I can be able to, because not only my daughter's like me too. Another thing too, I don't like dealing with my hair. I am very tender-headed. Yeah. Okay. So she is that way. Right. So, and it's hurt me combing her hair. Yeah. And it's not because her hair is like, for me, it was manageable. It was for me to manage her stuff. Because I don't know how to do it. Now, I feel like if she was the one that had a little girl, Khadijah would be doing all kinds of little lotion things on them. Because
we will be on a regimen.
No, because she does it. But that's not me. Yeah. So, I always say this. I said, I'm I thank God every day for the skin I got. This is not about being light skinned. This is just not having pimples like that, not breaking out.
Yeah.
And then even if I break out and I got a pimple, by the time I wash my face, you'll see the dark mark.
Yeah.
So it fades away. On the sun, I don't have to do anything. So it's like, I'm blessed for that, and I thank God it doesn't change, because I'm not the regimen. I sleep with my makeup on sometimes. I'm the worst. Like right now, today can be like I'm tired after shooting, and then I probably rip up the lashes, but then for me, I'll be like, yo, guys, leave because I'm so boring now. Just be like Netflix, 𝐒𝐫𝐮𝐻 Anatomy. I'm watching it. By the time I know I'm passed out on my couch, and I'm not washing my face, so it's like I'm not the one to do that. So for me, it's like even now with regimens and washing her face, I gotta be in my daughter, because I noticed now she's getting mature.
Yeah.
She's getting her. So yeah, I feel like, so when she came at me, because now she do her little research, she follows some YouTubers. She's like, Mom, I don't want to put anything up, because before she told me she didn't want braids. Oh, it hurts her head because again she's tender head.
Yeah.
But now she's getting older. I don't want to relax my hair anymore. I respect that.
Yeah.
I said that's a good decision. That's what you want to do. That's what your auntie. If she is the one to influence her or whatever research.
Yeah.
I'm with that. You don't want to do that. I said, but if you don't want to do it, I don't know how to do the extra thing.
Right.
You have to get braids. She's the one that make that decision. So I will save up my money, regardless of what it is, every month or every 6 weeks. You take off that hair, wash it. I deep condition it at that time. I do what I gotta do, and then I go back to the hairdresser and get her hair braided. And that's and then she gets to pick her style, because I try to get her to
and also when she's in between braids, to do the research on what products you need, so you can, because you're getting older, get the products you need so that we can do this together, but so you know how to take care of your hair.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's kind of a big thing too, is like you have to, like, I think my mom was really big on putting braids in my hair because, again, it was manageable. I think I got a couple of relaxers. And then by the time when I was at the age of being like, I don't like this hairstyle, my mom was like, okay, well then you need to know how to do it.
Yeah.
You need to know how to do your own hair. Because this is what I've been doing all this time. If you can watch, well, we didn't have YouTube, but if you can like go to your hairstylist and you can talk to her and do XYZ, then that is something that you need to learn how to do, and that's responsibility. Take responsibility of what you're doing. So.
Definitely. I want to switch up a little bit in talking about you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl or a light-skinned girl, a man or whatever.
That actually annoys me.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, like I'm already getting irritated.
No, or somebody else coming to a black girl. Oh, what do you mix with? Like I have to be mixed with something in order to have this.
Why it bothers me?
You do have to be mixed with something to have that complexion, but I can't just be black.
No, but my kids, you don't have to be mixed with.
Yeah, well you don't. Well,
my kids' parent,
they are black, but
black.
you know they are back whatever. They are mixed.
They got something in
to but. If I'm telling you I'm a black, like I can see initially, like, what do you mix with?
Yeah.
I'm black. Are you sure?
Yeah, that.
I don't like that part.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, I'm a black girl.
Yeah.
Oh, when I said I'm from Africa, are you East African? So you want to tell me West Africans can be beautiful and light?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that's just.
Or why do I look Spanish to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shut up.
Well, I didn't say like like I agree, but we did go to a drag show, and the drag lady said, "Do I say drag lady?"
The trans. Yeah,
No,
she's a drag.
Yeah, the drag queen. Okay, yeah. I want to make sure I use the correct terms because we love our LGBTQ.
Yes,
we love y'all. But so the drag queen said. I forgot what happened. They had, they said it was a bunch of ladies and they all were of lighter skin shades. I don't know if they all were black. She was black because that's who I'm sure of. Yeah, you were the only black. And the drag queen said, okay, play some music that, they can feel. So they started playing Hispanic music. Anyway, so they came back, they finished with that. And she was like, she said something or whatever. And she was like, no, she said, that music don't resonate with, I'm African. Mm-hmm. And the drag queen said, well, bitch, you look Appalachian to me.
She's like, why can I just see this whole movement play out? Like this whole
first of all, I was like,
we already turned.
We were turned, so we was laughing, but any other like that was messed up.
Yeah, like when you think back on it, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because if you Google what
it wasn't messed up because y'all definitely make fun of me for
no,
days.
we did. Because we were like, yo, you look Appalachian. Because when I Googled what. I know Appalachian, I know that, but when I Googled actually what the people look like, I was just like, dang, that's jacked up.
But
And okay, go ahead.
I think that, like, I think one of the things that you wanted to touch was, like, you know, you used to, like, people be like, oh, so what do you gotta mix with something, and you quick to.
Well, okay, for me, and this is something that I really need to stop, because I always did this. For example, someone will be like, where are you from? I'm like, Sierra Leonean. Oh, like, what, you know, what else? Something looks different about you. And I'm like, oh, I'm Lebanese. So it's like, why do I have to add that? Unless you see my dad, you first, what you call it, you see I'm a black woman. I could just stick with that. I'm Sierra Leonean. Because that's all it takes for me to be a beautiful black woman. And that should be it. I don't have to, because and then they'll be like, when I say I'm Lebanese, it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah. So what didn't you get before? That's where my beauty comes in. Oh, Middle Eastern women are so beautiful. No, Sierra Leonean, I mean, yeah, it's true. But Sierra Leonean women are beautiful as well. I mean, the best beautiful women come from Africa.
Me, I mean, I guess I don't, people just,
So not to cut you off, I need to stop doing that. I don't need to say, oh, because I'm Lebanese, that's what makes me, I'm a Sierra Leonean woman. That's that, and that's it, and that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I guess for me, when somebody comes to me thinking I'm Hispanic or other nation, it doesn't really bother me as much. It's just like when you argue with me, like, are you lying when I say I'm African? You gotta be lying. You are not African. If you don't want, like, I got a guy one time trying to talk to me, you know, and I was just like, where you from? I said, I'm from Africa. And he was like, if you don't want to tell me where you're from, you ain't gotta lie to me. And I was like, bye.
Yeah.
I've gotten, though, just people, just read a book, y'all. Google,
you know
go
what I'm
online.
saying?
I mean, it's
like,
in
we're
there.
all shady. Yeah. What are your experiences?
See, I think I might have a little bit of a different experience, because I think you guys can, like, say where you're from. Like, you guys are from Sierra Leone, Lebanon. Yeah. When someone asks me that, as I guess an African American, I guess, I will be like, well, I'm black and I'm from Virginia. I'm from Virginia, and they're like, no, but really, like, where are you from? Like, I just answered your question. Like, I don't, what else do you want? And then from that moment, it seems like it's already, like, awkward, and there's already a tension, because I think that they're like, oh, you're right, maybe you're not that pretty. Let me go on to the next one that is, like, mixed with something, or they have something exotic about them. That's something that I hate. The word exotic. Like, you look so exotic. What does that mean? Like, what? Like, I don't get it. And so
black can be exotic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just saying that I'm black does not mean I'm pretty. Did you just downplay I'm pretty because of the fact that I just told you that I was black? Like, that is just so frustrating. And it goes back to what you were saying about you're pretty for a black girl.
Like, you get that? Do you get that?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So how do you feel about that?
It is so insulting.
It is
like,
very insulting.
And as a kid, like, when you're growing up and you hear that, like, I remember my first time hearing this was in elementary school, and I was talking to, again, Loudoun County.
We love you, LC, but you be doing too much. Okay, go ahead.
I was always the only black girl in the class, so, like, my interests were, like, white boys. So I remember I was talking to this white boy, and I was like, maybe just whatever, and he was just like, oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. My brain was like,
elementary school?
Yes, elementary school. He's like, you're pretty for a black girl or a dark-skinned girl or whatever. And I remember at the time being like, that's like a compliment. Like, I was like, it's a compliment, right? And then I would come back and look at it, right? And I would come back.
Elementary school,
you don't know. I was like, you just thought I was pretty. Like, I just heard that part.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I was like, no, because that means your view of black is already lower.
Yes.
You're just saying that I'm pretty, like, as for a dark skin girl, just means that I am one step above, but I'm still low.
That's where colorism starts.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Where there's colorism, because that's how but you know what? That's all start for people from different races to segregate us, for us not to be one. I think that we could be a very powerful race if we're unite.
Yes.
And by us not being unite because of they're using all types of things to separate us. Yes. That's why because we have hate within ourselves. Yeah. If we can come down, because just black folks, we if we're unite, it would be amazing. We would be the one not to mess with.
Oh my gosh.
But we're not. Yeah. So, but the thing is, it's like this. Have you ever been to a store, your grocery store, and they have a Indian store manager?
Or like it's owned by an Indian person.
Or owned by them, or just even the manager. Yeah. Either owned by them or either Indian person or Asian person. You know who they hire? They hire them. They hire their folks. Yeah. They hire their folks. why can't we be like
Yeah.
why can't we pick ourselves up?
Yeah.
Why do we always have to, because you
not to say that we're not doing those things,
Right.
because there are a couple people within our community, I mean, somebody even really close to us, he does try to give those opportunities to people that look like him. And I feel like that is a step in the right direction.
Like, okay,
but we
say
need
one
more
person,
like
say
that.
one person do that and then 10 doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying, we need more.
even though we're stepping up, but
Yeah.
we're still so backwards.
But,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But my thing was, before you continue, there was a quote that Lupita said, because they were talking about how things are being different now. We are coming where we are being woke.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm sorry. Sometimes too, before I go back to what Lupita said, that the reason why people bleach and people do it's because of self-love, which I always say that it's self-love. But that's not
or
my
self-hate.
thing. But self-hate.
That's
Because
why
they bleach because
yeah.
they don't have the
The
self-love.
self-love, yeah.
My thing is, Joe, like, why? Oh my God, I had a point and now it's like gone.
I'm sorry. I cut you off for a little bit there. Keep going. Come on, you got it. Keep running with it. you gotta keep going.
No, it's just that I feel like, okay, so, God, the point is like I get it and then it goes back away. But I just feel like I think we all should be united. We shouldn't put each other down. And
Be a community.
we should be a community and be self-love. But I do feel like though, just because you see somebody who's a different tone but black doesn't take away from you. It doesn't take away, so you shouldn't feel some type of way. But all of that to me personally, I think that it starts at home. In our family. That's why I was saying that it bothers, because if you're having family who's coming at you saying that, trying to differentiate already, you're gonna get that kid to
have some
go
type
out
of
there
hate. And also have some type of hate for their fellow brother or sister that is light skinned or that is dark skinned.
Right.
And we need to stop that. I was watching you had a point that you wanted to make before.
Oh man,
You forgot to
I
say
know
it.
the same.
I was. So I guess maybe back in the day, I think we had that sense of community. Like not when we were born, but even further back. I don't know what time I'm talking about, but I think even just be on a superficial level, like when you would see a black person on TV, it didn't matter what you did, you rooted for them. Yeah, I wanted them to win.
Oh yeah, I wanted them. I do
Right,
that.
when you win, we all win. That's what this is community. Nowadays, we don't have that, and like you said about when there's whoever store owner, Indian store owner will hire their own. I hate to say this, but I think a lot of it is because we don't like ourselves. Or not all of us, but some of us don't like who we are and the color of our skin. We are so quick to maybe even marry into other races to make our children not look like they're black. We want to separate from that so much, and I think it's a lot in the black community, especially. I don't really think
it was put on them.
Right. I don't even in Asian community and Indian community, for the most part, you see them kind of wanting to marry their own and kind of keep that legacy going.
But they also have colorism.
They do have
colorism. Absolutely.
They do have colorism with them. Even with if you watch their movie, because I used to watch Indian movies, I like Indian films, but Indian films or whatever, because they be having some good stuff. They be making me cry, girl. Sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
But if you watch their films, they always put the lightest in. And for a long time, I didn't know they have black Indians till I see them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you wouldn't see that. I think now though they will have them now.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't have that. They didn't used to have it. I didn't even know black Indians existed. Like in America when I was because it was all light Indians, and because they also like Asian community, they bleach themselves.
Yeah,
it's not just the African community.
Or that's why they use the umbrella, because they do not want to catch that
Asian
tan.
community too, like Filipino, I think. Is that maybe Filipino? Where maybe I don't know if they're dark. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, Filipinos are darker.
Yeah, darker. Yes. And then some people will say I don't want to be out in the sun, so I will wear umbrellas and things like that. Be away from that.
I like tanning.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I like laying on the sun because I don't like the cold, y'all. I'm from Africa, so I really like being.
I'm done.
I really like when the sun is hitting me.
I like the sun for a short period of time, and then I want to be cooler. So.
Yeah.
I like to sweat. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Yeah, but I think it's the same thing about colorism. Is this happens in all minority communities for the most part, but yet I don't know. I'm not white. I don't never have had this conversation with a white person, but you don't really see this.
No, you don't.
In white communities, you don't really see this. Maybe you do. Do you?
No. I don't know if it's colorism. No, it's not not color. Well, but they like to tan because they like. It may not be the same.
It's not
but
the same.
Yeah, they do. Not meaning you're lighter skin white,
Yes,
you're darker skin white.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Like you're better. Like if you're pale, then you're better.
Once
like,
you're white, you're good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
really see no, yes, they do like
No,
to
because
tan.
they do like darker, not too dark, but they do like to be darker. Yeah, but they don't differentiate. Oh, that's just a white person. That's white, not a light skin black,
Right.
a dark skin black.
Yes.
Yes.
Like if I say you're pretty to a white person, I don't think they're going like, well, I'm from like Ireland or something like that. And they're like, no, but really what makes you pretty? Like they're not saying something like that. Like I feel like it all comes down
they
to
put that on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have to make that change. There was a point I wanted to make. I watched it's on OWN. Did you watch it? Black Women Conversation?
I did not.
Okay. Well, they have snippets on YouTube. I think they have the full one on YouTube, and they were talking about beauty and the light skin, dark skin, colorism thing came up. And the one girl said, light skinned girl, she said she works for a company. It was a black owner, and she had done all her work, so she was just looking for something to do. So she was wiping the table or whatever like that, or whatever she was doing. And the guy was like, "This is why I like to hire light skinned women, because you guys work harder, whereas a dark-skinned woman, they gossip too much."
Yep.
So that very
Do you know all the dark-skinned women out there?
That's what I'm saying. So that very week, she took it upon herself to tell the manager, like, I come now to work. I'm not the type of person, when I come to work, I come to be happy and all that stuff, but I dread coming here because of the way you talk to women. And he was like, well, you no longer need to work here because this is not a good fit. And she was like, good, because I do not want to take another minute being in here. And it takes us to also step up and defend our other shade folks, light skin, dark skin, whatever. We make those, we take those steps to defend each other, and that is a way, maybe in a direction to help fixing our brokenness.
And which is understood. It's also, I feel like with light skin, speaking for light skin people, I feel like sometimes we have to work twice as hard for us to be accepted in a black community. Like we got to do the most. And it shouldn't be that way. We black, period, and we should be don't tell me no different. You know what I'm saying? There's
and that's something that we have to look into as well.
Yeah, it's just like she stand up for her, for saying, I don't like the way you talk because you discuss that and everything. There should be a dark skinned sister to say, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who, who stand up for somebody to say, don't tell her that she's not black. Like, it's just, again, we need to have a conversation with ourselves, and we've got to stop. And now with I think it's better now because we're all now woke. You know what I'm saying? And
it has improved.
It has
I
improved.
don't know. I mean, you did bring up the point about nowadays maybe there's not a sense of community.
What do you think about Beyonce singing that song? I'm sorry, this is gonna be. You think Beyonce should have sung the dark skin girl song, or should it have been a dark skin girl?
Yeah, no, I think that was fine that she sang that song. I didn't see anything. Did you guys see something?
Well,
I didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah, oh my god! I get goosebumps when I hear it because it makes me so proud.
Right.
Because for me, I'm just thinking like, when white people stand for Black power, like it's like another person sees what I may not see within our community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that because they're in it, it's gonna make a difference. No, but they see that we are a powerful race, so they come in and they want our equality. They want to help fight for us.
Right.
So that's how I took it. But I saw a post, one of our cousins posted, was like, why did it have to take a light-skinned girl to tell dark-skinned girls that they're beautiful? You should already feel that within.
Yeah, but also she's mainstream. Beyonce's mainstream.
I said it was good marketing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Beyonce is listened to by everyone. For the most, everyone. And so I'm glad that she used her platform to say brown-skinned girls are absolutely beautiful.
That's how I looked at it. I didn't look at it.
I don't think of it as a sense of I guess lower. Like I should lower it and not feel like that because she's light-skinned. No, she has one blue. She has two three kids. And I'm pretty sure those kids have Africa, black features, and not all
her husband.
Yeah, exactly.
Girl.
So I feel like she was understanding from a sense of being like, my daughter's not gonna have the exact same experience I am. Her hair texture is different. Maybe I don't know what the other twins look like, but they could be darker than her. She is kind of saying you are absolutely beautiful.
And that's what I told him. I was like, when somebody, she is, because she could have been like, we only light-skinned girls in the Jones. Like, she could have done that.
Yeah,
but
that would have been something.
That would have been something. But she was able to recognize something that some dark-skinned black girls, brown girls do not see about themselves.
Yeah.
So to have a light-skinned girl help me recognize that I am beautiful, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I always think that for me,
And not only that, a black man singing that song with her, because in our community too, sometimes
Oh my gosh, yeah,
black
absolutely.
men, how it is when it comes to wanting to be and only preferring.
Yeah.
Your preference is your preference. But only wanting to be with something specific because you're never gonna be with a dark skinned girl.
I used to hate that.
That's messed up.
That's something that I was gonna touch on too, is dating and everything like that, and like love. People have preferences. Like, I could be a preference that I like black people, I like black men, But if you're saying that I don't like black women because y'all are loud, because y'all are always angry, then
So you don't like your mama?
yeah, because for the most part,
Or what if it is not a black mommy though?
Then you don't like you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you are black.
Yeah, your
You
children
are
will
black.
be black.
Your
Yeah,
children
okay.
will be black. So when you say you don't like black women, when you have a child, it doesn't matter who you marry, they're going to be black.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't avoid that factor.
But what about because there was a picture, remember, and I thought it was just black excellence until people were digging deep into the picture. It was, I don't know, Grammy night or whatever like that. You had Beyonce, you had Jay-Z, Swiss Beats, T.I., all them stuff, and all their wives behind them were light skinned.
Oh, I didn't even see that or notice that.
I didn't.
So basically, it was like the standard of beauty, or to be a successful black man, is to have a light-skinned woman by your side.
That sucks.
And I do see that.
That
in
would
our
be something. That
community.
sucks to feel that way.
To feel that way, and a lot of brown skin, dark skin.
Well, I wanted to touch on what you said about Beyonce about the song.
Okay.
I thought it was a positive thing. I've always think that Beyonce, regardless of her, she always put black in her platform.
Oh,
Yeah.
always.
For
she's
instance,
for black people.
when she did the song, when she was talking about I like my man with the Jackson 5 nostrils,
yeah.
and I like my kid in the
Formation.
afro.
Yeah.
She's saying I like black features.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
she's
every,
black
I,
everything.
I love that.
Yes.
So when she did this song, and then to put it all when she said, and my Kelly's rolling, I almost had a freaking tear in my eyes because I always think, I'm about to cry. Because I was thinking Kelly is so pretty.
Yeah.
And when she did that, I'm like, you know what? Because that's how I felt about my friend. I mean, when we were friends, I thought she was, even though she might not have seen it, I'm like, she's cute.
are a beautiful girl.
You are a beautiful person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if I don't want to make, it hurts me because I don't want to make another woman feel any less.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not, I never want to make any woman, because you know, we all out here hunting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes for you,
Yeah.
your way. I don't want to be that person to stop you from
Yeah.
doing
Right.
that.
But it's hurtful. I mean, I know, because I want to say we should not let a man dictate our feelings about ourselves. Because there was a video I watched, and it was like, you know, you have a light-skinned girl and a dark-skinned girl, and when they would approach them to talk to the light-skinned girl and completely ignore the black girl, the dark-skinned girl.
Yeah.
And it's very hurtful, because I don't want it to be that we feel about ourselves just because of a man, but it's very hurtful when you constantly hear, oh, I don't like you because you're a dark-skinned girl, or I only like light-skinned girls. It's a tough topic, and you know,
I think black women get a hard rap.
If I'm gonna say I want change, I need to point for myself.
okay.
If I'm gonna say I want change, I'm gonna start within me.
Okay.
For a long time growing up, I didn't think of it as being a colorist. I'm being messed up. I just thought that I wanted somebody that looked like me. So I would date only men with my complexion.
Yeah.
And 6'5".
And you gotta be 6
I'm done.
I always say you gotta be 6 foot and above to ride this ride.
Yeah.
Right?
I just don't know what you said.
You done, girl.
But if I'm gonna want change, and one thing you're right. I should have never put that up on me, because right now I think the sexiest man alive is Idris Elba. Like, I know he married, but
we finna fight, because that's my man only.
You are
his wife.
No, I don't want that. Right now I'm just giving him his time.
No, I'm cool with her, and that's what a real woman does.
And you like, playing because I think she's a beautiful lady
yeah.
too, and you know, and if he found love, I'm happy. But I think he's one of the sexiest. He's one of the sexiest men I've seen. And for me, I've seen some white guys, so I'm like, yo, you sexy as hell. I'm looking like, dang, it's also maturity too. And some of those brothers too, you know, it's maturity. Because I've seen guys in high school who told, and that was why I used to hate. They were like, oh, I'm never dating a black girl.
Yes.
Because
and this is just black girl period.
This is black girl period. I'm never dating a black girl, and because they have this guy attitude, I'm looking at you like sideways. But you know what though? Now they are older and they're about their 30s, and guess who they marry?
Black women.
A black woman.
Yeah.
It's also about maturity. I'm saying it for myself because I didn't have the maturity level. Don't get me wrong. Right now I just think all men is sexy because the other day I ran into this Asian guy.
Hallelujah.
Asian guy, he was tall. I
Don't you do it because that's true. No, but I do want to. Please hold your point. Please don't lose it.
No, let me finish. I ran it not because I'm not in the place of looking. It wasn't like I talked to him or nothing. I'm like, damn, when did you fine? I mean, it's okay. I like Chinese food, Korean food, Thai food. I don't know what you are. I'm like, no, you cute. But I'm just saying, like now, as I'm getting mature, I'm not limiting. I'm not putting that limit on my
myself. Yeah, but I do want to say, and for some people, it's not maturity; it's what they have in their mind.
It's because of that self-hate.
I don't know if you guys heard about it. The football player, I don't know who was recording it, but he did. I don't know if he knew it was being recorded, but he was like along the lines like, "I would never be with a black girl." Like I think his wife is white or light skinned. I don't know, but I'll never be with I don't want that. Then you don't. Like he was going in. I don't even know where the video is now, whatever. But
are you talking about that?
And it was
a basketball
and his
player.
Friends.
It was a basketball.
They
player.
went on vacation or something like that, and they was just going in.
Because the one basketball player that I heard that he was going in for Lupita, talking about Lupita wasn't pretty. It was 𝐕𝐵𝐻𝐼R𝐻. That's his name, I think. I'm not really sure. He lives in Miami. He's married to one of the girls that was in Basketball Wives. She got that nose. They got like 20 kids or whatever like that. And most of them kids are dark. Like they're dark. You won't even know that. Yeah. They took out after him because they are dark. Some of them are a little lighter, but one of his daughter was like super dark skin. I even questioned if that was her daughter. But then when I looked at her features, she looks like her mom. Yeah. But I'm just saying, when you say that, you're gonna have daughters, and what are you telling them? Yeah. Is that okay?
No, and not, sorry to cut you off. We have somebody who that we know who said, and mind you, he's married to a black dark-skinned woman.
Well, he cheats on her with light-skinned women.
I'm done.
Or white women.
And he has a dark-skinned daughter, and he said, I don't like dark-skinned women.
Wait, so he has a dark-skinned wife?
Yes.
He said, I don't like dark-skinned women.
Yeah.
He be cheating on white women and light-skinned women. Mostly white. He said he wanted white women. And that's unfortunate. So I'll end that on that. Okay.
Well,
what would you like to say?
I would be like, okay. I guess what I would say is to these people, to these men or whoever that say, I don't want to date black women.
There's women to date too, though.
Absolutely. But let's just talk about men who say, I don't want to date black women, but yet you date a woman who has black
features. I was just gonna say that, like how we're so black is so looked down already dark, but then you want dark features. You want the big booties black, the thick lips injection you got is black. So it's like that
because then I look and I'm like, I'm so confused. How did you you could have easily just dated a black woman, but you have so much hate inside for your own, who you are, that you can't date a black woman, and I feel like that's like, fuck you. Oh, sorry. Fuck you.
No, but it's also frustrating when it's like, oh, they have attitude, they have this, but all women carry attitude.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't matter your race.
It don't matter your race.
I got time today.
You know what I'm saying? It does not matter your race. Like, all women have attitude, and they will screw you over.
I would say something though. Now, if you date, my thing is when you only saying only. Now, if you date whoever you date, and you end up with that white lady or that white man or whatever.
Because this is what I happen.
But that's because I believe love is blind. Exactly. And if you fall in love, but when you being ignorant about it, that's what gets to me.
That's
fair. Only.
Yeah.
And have you guys
seen that the movie called The Mountain Between Us? Yes. That's my husband is in it. I love that movie. But anyway, it's basically two people who was they got plane crashed under this mountain, and they were trying to find ways to shelter and all that stuff. Anyway, it was Kate's.
Hudson?
No, it's not Kate
Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
Oh, okay,
and,
yeah.
Idris Elba. When they fell in love in that movie, like I was bawling. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
I was like,
god,
this is
this is
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Like that was love for me. Like if
Yeah.
it happens like that, when your soulmate is from another race, God bless you. It's
Yeah,
love. It's
yeah.
real because it's.
We're not saying, because you can be able to be with
whoever you want to be. So I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that it's those people that you don't. If your preference is to date another race, that's fine. Don't put me down.
Yeah.
Yes,
There
don't
you go.
put me down.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And if a guy, I a while back, long time ago, years and years, probably, I met a guy. His girlfriends had been either Spanish, Asian, or white. He's never dated a black girl. So we went on this date, and he was talking about it.
But he's never did.
He was thinking she is not a black girl.
Oh.
So I can talk
No,
about
I know.
that.
I said that, and I said, you know, I'm black, right? Oh yeah, I know. I was so offended.
Yeah.
I was so offended that I was like, I never. You call me, I just ignore your phone
Yeah.
calls. I was so offended. I was like, so what is?
Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
So I can pass because I'm light skinned. Is that it? Do you know how insult I felt? But because do you know how insulting it is for me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Like, get out of here with that. Like, first of all, don't tell that to nobody.
Yeah. That could be very frustrating.
And even if you are white and a black man is saying that, you should really think if he's just dating you because you're white, not because of who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's, that's all about, again, it's all what colorism is. What people think, the lighter you are, the better you are.
Yeah.
And we in society first have to heal, have conversations.
Yes, like
and
this one.
Put it in discussion and let's talk about it and fix our
Right.
community. And us as Africans, we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Because on this, I have not been in one African party that I haven't seen multiple people who are bleaching. And it's dangerous because now I even heard about not only the bleaching thing, now people are even taking pills so their kids, if they're pregnant, so their kids, what kind of birth defects are you giving to your child so you can have a light-skinned baby?
Yeah.
Or I didn't know about the injection, but now you can
they do
inject.
the injection.
You can,
They say the celebrities do the injection.
well,
Some
I mean, it
celebrities.
is. All I'm saying is that you guys, for me, to each his own. If that's what you want to do, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. But at the end of the day, just think about the side effects.
Yes,
I want
and
you to
do
be
your
careful.
research.
And
Yeah.
I love you, and I hope you love you too. Because if you love you too,
Yeah.
there's nothing. Because there's an argument saying, if women are getting breast implants and they're getting butt injections,
Yeah.
what's the difference about me changing my color if I don't like it?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like where I am too. I feel like you need to be in love with yourself.
Yeah.
I think that if you choose to enhance, I guess.
Enhance,
Enhance yourself. I think that's a personal
I think
decision.
the skin thing though, that's way over the. Like you want to get your butt big and you want to get your breasts done and you want your flat. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot more different for me than you like. You looking at you. I want to say bang. The African is coming.
Yeah.
You're looking at yourself and be like, I don't like being dark.
Yeah.
That's the hate for me in that department is extreme.
So you don't think it's a hate to say I don't like the way
my
my face
small
looks?
titties.
Yeah, my small
Or
titties.
I don't like the way
that.
my nose is.
I don't
That is
think.
a self- I feel like that's a self-hate.
Yeah, I
not
think
liking
it's
your
the same
nose
way.
and wanting to get it.
Well, I mean,
or
if
not
you
liking
wanna
your
know-
lips and wanting to get
That
it.
sometimes I'm like, I don't like my nose. If I got money, maybe I don't judge anybody that do plastic
Yeah.
surgery because I'm like,
Yeah.
sometimes if I have the money,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I gotta
Because
do
there
for me.
are
God
side
believe me,
effects
I'll
and
be
shit
looking
that-
right now. If I got $20,000, whoever wants to sponsor me, maybe I would look
My
snatched.
titties will be lifted.
Right now,
Like, come on, like,
my
all
boobies
my
are way
stomach
too
will be-
big.
Yeah, all of it. Oh my god.
My boobies are way too big. I would like a cup. I would like a cup or two down.
Me
You
too.
know what I'm
My-
saying?
my
Me ain't
boobs
not
are
playing
huge.
house. We used to rebuild.
No, I do. I want it to be smaller and lifted.
You know,
Yes,
but yeah, because not to hand ass. I just want to.
Yeah.
I want to reduce. So it's like, hey, maybe I can't with that. I'm like, you know what you want to do to make sure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I think because again, this whole race thing is implanted in all of us. I just feel like when you do the skin though, that's a lot more.
And I feel like all people do this. Anyway, I don't know.
It's a difficult thing. I mean, I guess you can look at it that way,
Because
but
we
I
could look at it that way, and because even with getting those breast reductions and breast whatever,
You may not love yourself afterwards.
That too. Not only that, there are side effects for that too. Because for me, bleaching is a thing that I do not like because of the side effects for your body, and also not loving yourself and your people.
Yeah.
And
Well,
what you
Little
came
Kim said
from.
she didn't do it because she hates being black. She said Little Kim said she bleached it and do all the things that she did because she said every time they're her man. And again, people, please don't change for a man, please.
Yeah.
She said because every time a man she dated a man, every time a man would leave her would be for a light skinned girl.
See, that's not self-love. That's like self-hate right there. Literally.
I mean, and she said, but she
Yeah.
said it though.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, and a lot of these women bleach because of the opposite sex, because what
Yeah.
they think. Oh, well, you can't say, I don't have a voice to say
Yeah.
because you are light skinned. What do you know about my daily struggles? They would say.
Yeah.
And I maybe I can't relate. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that, like, don't change yourself for somebody else because you
Yeah.
can change yourself. If you go change yourself for a man and
They still leave you.
they still leave you, then what's the
Yeah,
point?
exactly.
Because dudes would be doing
If you are, and if that's why I said if you are gonna do that, because that's such a big difference.
Yeah.
And you know what's the side effects? Not only skin cancer and all that, but you can also turn darker than you are. The
Oh
moment
yeah,
you
once you
stop.
stop, once you stop.
So the thing for me is, it's like if that's something you want to do, that's your personal preference. Maybe do whatever makes
Yeah.
you happy. That's
As
between
long
you.
as you're safe.
You're
like,
safe and you're taking the precautions.
Yeah.
But my thing is, don't do it because in that one of the comments that women said in that just said they do it because it's because of social economic status. They feel like a lot of people are more successful. They get the jobs. They get especially the men. They get the husbands.
Yeah.
That's what likes them, and they are more. They can be more seductive.
Yeah.
We are gonna have another conversation with this one, with one of our close friends, but she was even saying in the African communities, some people start bleaching their children young.
See, that's something that I was gonna say. It's the young. Like, that's who you really want to target. It's the younger generation, the 9-year-olds.
Well,
the
in
tweens.
African communities, sorry to cut you off, they're
Yeah.
starting them young because it will. Their color will be better. You can never tell by the time they get to be an adult. You can never tell, but they
messing up that kid's skin.
Yeah.
they start very young,
Yeah.
especially in our communities, and that needs to stop. You need to teach your kids. I mean, I understand in the African communities, you may not have been taught to love yourself,
Right.
but we have to change. You have to just love your complexion.
Oh yeah, that good friend of mine was saying too, like her skin issue was very, like, her people, even her own family would say something like,
Yeah.
oh, you're starting to get darker. Like she started bleaching. She stopped now.
Yeah, she stopped.
She said that, you know, as much they're like, oh, you're getting dirty again. Why don't you clean up your skin?
Yes.
That's tough, you guys.
That is
But anyway, you guys, we're gonna cut this short because I'm sure we're gonna have more conversation.
We're gonna have more
I'm sure she's gonna look at this video and be like, you know what, I missed this point. So
I
am. This is gonna be a definitely topic that we're gonna touch again.
Yes.
But as for right now, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate that. And again, I always, anytime on my video, when I'm doing the closing act, I always say the most in everything in life itself, we have to come together as a community and we have to love ourselves, love our culture, love our differences. Because we are so rainbow. Look, just us right now.
Yes.
Look at all this melanin here.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. So all I'm saying is that, like, we gotta love ourselves as a community and I don't want to make any woman feel less.
Yes.
And I don't want any woman to make me feel less.
Yes.
So I
do have to work.
and
on
I feel like we do. If I ever come at you in a way or anybody out there, if you feel like I'm coming at you in a different disrespectful way because of your I want you to have a discussion with me, and I'll be able to change that. And even if my sister feels some type of I'm coming at her, you know, I want to be able to change that and work on it because I'm a work in progress every day. God knows.
Of course.
And even like I was telling you guys before about my children, about her hair, it was a conversation that I needed to stop having, and I had.
Or it was something you need to stop
I need to stop saying
and have the conversation with her.
conversation.
A different, making the
narrative.
conversation different,
Yeah.
a different narrative than I have been doing because it's not right.
Right.
And so people, like you said, target the younger people, talk to them about self-love, and we do have to teach our kids how to love.
Especially, I know within the African American community, I mean, us as Black people, let's say that, but I just want us to love ourselves and love who we are.
Yeah. I just want us to, like you're saying, I just want us to be together and love each other. Like, love all of our differences, like you said, love all of our shades, all of our sizes and everything. Because personally, to me, at the end of the day, everyone that's not in our community thinks that we're Black. Like, y'all are Black.
That was one of my points too.
You, at the end of the day, you are seen as a Black person.
Yeah, they're not going to check what country in Africa or what. No.
Like, we need
or
to uplift one another. Like, this world right here, wherever you are, like,
I have been
you
stopped
go
by the
through
cop,
struggles.
so this is gonna be funny.
What'd you say?
I've been stopped by the cop. I don't mean to cut you.
Oh, okay.
That he didn't know my race. No.
He didn't. Stop changing mine.
He sure did. No, mine.
I'm so
The
sorry.
lady
I
that
was thinking
pulled me
about
over
it.
knew mine said black,
Yeah.
black.
Black.
No, it was like he put other, and this other one checked me as Caucasian, and I remember I thought,
No, he did not.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, girl.
I was like, I needed 10 right away.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but go ahead with your point. I'm sorry, I just thought it was funny.
No,
because when he said we got pulled over, I was like, I'm just saying, you know, once in a while, this
Yeah. But no, that's just really what I'm saying. Like, we are, at the end of the day, we're all black. We all need to just kind of lift one another up. We are all one community.
Amen.
Like, we're beautiful. We have our own talents and everything. And all of us need to be like highlighted and shined upon and hugged and all of that. Like, it just should not be a divide, because white people, whoever, the enemy wants that. Like, they want us to be divided, because at the end of the day, when we're divided, we're not strong.
That's my biggest point.
Yeah.
That's my biggest point. But anyway, you guys, please don't, if you like this video and you have comments and there's more topics you want us to talk about, please feel free to subscribe down there, like our video, please
Notification bell.
Yeah.
Please feel free to comment. Please feel free to leave questions, whatever topic that you feel like we need to talk, because we need help here, because sometimes we go through things and it's not clicking in our head that we need to talk about it. So thank you again to the subscriber and the viewer that come with this question. And
yes.
So
thank you.
so
We
much.
love you, girl. And thank you for being with us again.
Oh yeah,
We
no problem.
appreciate you.
Thanks, ladies, for having me.
All right, thank you so much.